Well, here we are for our session on small things making a very big difference. As you can see in the pictures above and around me, there are some small parks. Small parks are a new important addition to every community. And notice all these small parks are adjacent to or within communities. They're within multifamily or large-scale apartment communities that don't have their own backyard or their own back garden. These communities now need something, a place for people to move around in, to get out of the house, to have a small drink, to walk their dog, to meet friends, and just to get away from the smaller confines of their apartment or their unit. These are very critical developments, and we should be doing more of them. It's been the pattern of too many planners in too many cities to add large parks near places and consider these to be green space for that development. Or developers will put a swimming pool and some lounge chairs in the middle of the development and consider it done, because they certainly don't want to plant trees or have any maintenance. But it's now necessary for the public to offer smaller scale, interesting, beautiful little venues that you can use, meet with your friends, to act at that spare room when you want to get out of the house and have a talk with or without the children, to just meet and convene with people, have a small game of chess or checkers. This is the new living room, the front room, the place where you entertain, the place where you inspect, the place where you get to know your neighbors. But it's also a place where you might even invite people to for that Sunday brunch or Sunday dinner or barbecue or whatever. It's outside the house, but it is friendly. What are the features of these places that should be incorporated in the kind of places we should design every time designing a set of apartments? The first feature is they have limits. Notice that you can see the ends of all of these places. They are not like big ball fields where it's hard to see the other end and you feel insecure in them. These places are small and large enough for you to see down to the end or across, so you know where the limits are. The second feature is you can use any part of the space. You can sit on the ground, you can bring a lounge chair. In some of these places there are small chairs, bean bags, and other things that can be used. You can put up a screen and show a movie in these little spaces because they feel like a theater. You know where the ends of the spaces are. The second feature is, notice they all have some form of walkway, place to move from one spot to another, so that you don't have to interfere with other people. So the spaces are small, but they still have movement spaces within them. And that's a very important feature, because people like to have their own little space. The third feature is they have delicate ornaments or trees or flowers or something that you can sit around so you can convene with nature. Biophilia it's called. We all want to be next to nature. Even though there are flies and bumblebees, we feel much more comfortable when we're with nature. So we have to incorporate that feature. And the last feature is they're replicable. All these developments can have 2 or 3 of these spaces in the same area with slightly different furniture, slightly different arrangements, but they can be replicated. And they don't take up a lot of space. And they're joined with the buildings. They're not a separate space. We build too many parks that are away from where people live. You have to cross a street. or you have to cross a very large street, or cross a bridge or something else. These spaces are right near your home. So planners keep these kinds of spaces in mind when you're planning the next development. Because when you authorize that big development, don't expect the developers to put that in, or the builders, or the neighborhood to do it by itself. These are the kind of spaces you want as your next. If you want these spaces, you're going to have to fight for them. They will not come easy, but they're very important to any development you do. So join me again the next time on Blakely City Talk. We're going to talk more about how to make great places large and small. Thank you. Goodbye.